Right. I think we've got a few people in here now. It's 2:02 where we're at. West is with me today, so we're not going to join up with separate accounts. Yo,
what up, everybody? How we doing?
Can everybody hear me? Okay, give me the mic check. 1 2 1 2.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Good stuff. Who we got in the house today? We got some firm players in the house today. What up, Landfill? What up? Smoke? What up, J Dunk? Oh yeah, by the way, J Dunk. I heard yesterday that you've made it into the My Pet Hooligan script. I don't know exactly what your character does, but I know you're in there. So a bit of good news for you, sir. Who else?
Yo!
Yeah, good stuff. I know quite a few of you making your way in, so I always just find out about it on the day or the day after. Apparently, Crypto Stash has made his way in there somehow as well, so it's an interesting one. Yeah.
I
told you the other day. Yeah, Crypto Stash is in there. I think NFTs is on his way in there as well. So yeah, it's happening. Hopefully, we'll get everybody in there. Yeah. What up, NFT Ant?
NFT Ant, what up, dude?
NFT Ant going hard right now. No.
How you guys doing?
Good.
See, Flying Falcon, Elvex Electrified.
Flying Falcon's definitely got to make the way in. I don't know. I'm interested to know what role you want Flying Falcon in the MPH script. I'd be interested to know what your thoughts are on that. What you'd like to do. Are you going to be like a little team of hooligans? Is it an individual? I'm interested to know what your thoughts are on that. All right. Big shout out to Electrify to start off with. Electrify has made his way to the senior mods team. Electrify has been doing a lot of good work behind the scenes.
Absolutely.
And we never asked Electrify to do everything he does, and he's been doing it. So it's only right we bring him up and bring him into the team and wrap our arms around him and give him a little bit more power to do exactly what he wants to do. A bit more Hulu love as well, and to do exactly what he wants to do with the community. And that'll be a few more fun activities, etc. And I don't know if you're willing to talk today, but I'd be interested to get your thoughts on what you want to do as well, Electrify. But I think we're good to start. So let's kick in here. I believe it's being recorded as well, so I'm just pulling up my notes. Okay, cool. So yeah, first off, big up to everybody in here. One of the topics I want to talk about today is I've got a whole list of things, but there's been a lot of suggestions that we start bringing the reverse AMA over to Twitter to show how transparent the team is and to show the kind of conversations we have at a deeper level and get more visibility across the kind of wider crypto and NFT community. Open to do that, and that's what we want to discuss today. But I will say there's a lot of pretty cool content around us right now. If you've not already done it, go check out Crypto Stash's interview with Hooli. That's up right now on his YouTube. We've retweeted the link. We'll be doing a shorter version of that, which will go on Twitter. He came to the studio last week, took a whole load of content. He'll be featuring in one of our upcoming shorts as well. So that's pretty cool. Ryan Crypto covered us.
Who we got?
Who we got hot micing? Throwing me off my game here. I can't see any. Okay, so we've got Ryan Crypto's done a piece today about future blue chips, what to look out for in 2023.
Oh, he didn't go theater. Okay, yeah, so he's a bit... Yeah.
All right. Okay. Thank you. So go check that out as well. That's on Twitter. We do have. We just this morning got invited to Cool Times Twitter Spaces tomorrow. I think we'll be on that just after our live stream appearance. So I think it's at 12:20 PST time tomorrow. And next week we got a really cool one with a really cool individual. Actually, I caught up with him last week. A lot of the communities been asking me to speak to Saint Web3, who's a games developer and also launching a project called Lost Realms. Really cool guy, really knowledgeable, lovely guy. Actually, I got nothing but good things to say about him. But he wants to host us next week, 8:30 a.m. Pacific time, so LA time. It'll be a one-on-one founder series chat. There'll be him getting one-on-one and close with Colin Brady. So if you want to know more about Colin's journey and kind of visions for MPH, that'll be a good one to get to. He has quite a lot of listeners on that as well. I think he has like over 1,000 listeners on his Twitter Spaces every time, because he gives out POAPs and does lots of cool stuff around it. So definitely get to that. What I will do is there's a lot. We'll put out another kind of image like we did yesterday with all the stuff coming up, so you can put it in your calendars. All right, cool. So definitely everything that we on, do try and show love, like it. For individuals like Stash, Ryan Crypto, anybody who does content pieces on us, are doing it out of love and support. We're not out here just giving people money to do things, like, and if they show us love, I want to ensure that we show them love back and do our little bit too. So definitely kind of engage and like and share love on that stuff. So today from our end, I want to discuss a few things. Where our kind of priorities and focus is right now. Contract migration, update of the white paper and roadmap. Given the token rounds near enough complete now, and we're much deeper into game design, it's time to bring all that flavor back in and get everybody excited. Website reboots also a priority. Getting the new alpha out by GDC. So that's some of our kind of key priorities that I want to talk about today. What I also want to talk, I want to give you a bit more detail on GDC. I want to talk about incentives for kind of user acquisition and gamers. Given we're gonna be launching alpha and beta this year at some big events, and then kind of rolling into a more public release. What I want to discuss is and get your ideas. We've got a ton of ideas, right, and things we're already working on with content creators, etc., and marketing push. But we're interested to see if there's any ideas you guys and girls have got around kind of user acquisition there. And then also, as mentioned, I'd like to get your thoughts on moving this over to Twitter Spaces, and maybe going every other week. So if we usually have, rather than doing the reverse AMA and then the live stream the next day, I think we could maybe stagger it every other week. Okay, cool. And the intent of this reverse AMA was initially supposed to be less of us talking, but more of you talking. So I want to try and get that balance back. So
if we could hear from you guys
don't be afraid to throw out suggestions and get stuck in. So I don't know. Let's start on where the kind of key focus areas are for the studio right now, and kind of for the game and community. So first of all, last week we said we were going to pause the key burning function, and we had a plan to migrate the contract over to ensure that we're fixed for the next few activations for Zuckbots. That, I believe, is now ready. So
making good progress.
It's making good progress. So I think it's going to be ready by tomorrow. We're not gonna publish tomorrow. We're going to spend a bit of time testing it early next week, with the intent to get that published and up by the end of next week. We'll then start to kind of bring about the clues around what's going to happen with the parts, etc., and start to kind of go into the next phase of Zuckbots. So we have quite an interesting story plot coming up soon, which I think you'll all enjoy. We do have still 2 episodes of the saga of the crushed bots to get out. Hopefully they'll be out soon, and then we're going to start the next saga, which is going to be really fun and a bit different. Okay, so it's one of the key priorities for us, and I think we discussed that in a bit more detail last week. So we will get that sorted, hopefully by the end of next week, and we'll give you any instructions that you might need, but I don't think you'll need any. It should be pretty seamless, and everybody will maintain what they originally had as well, but it will set us up for the future nicely. Okay, cool. The other thing is, now that we've near enough completed our token round, and we're gonna announce who all the partners are, what the raise amount was, what the FDV is on the token as well, so you'll get a bit of an indication on where we're kind of launching off from, and what the kind of plan is around pushing that out with decentralized and centralized exchanges. So what I want to ensure is, I think it's timely that we did an update of the white paper, and I want to bring all that into it. It doesn't change the actual token distribution in any way, shape, or form. Everything we've done is according to the initial distribution, but we've got a lot more color to add on that. So we will be seeing white paper, update on the kind of token side of things, update on the partner side of things in there, update on the advisory side of things, update on game modes and some of the game design and loop side of things. So there should be, a nice addition to that. Rather than just kind of updating the roadmap, we want to actually, we're quite a few months further into the journey, so we want to kind of bring you all on that journey as well, and kind of show you where we've got to with all of these things. So, thankfully we're making great progress. Last week I teased, and so did Colin in the Crypto Stash interview, about some of the upcoming partnerships we've got, specifically going into GDC and E3 and distribution and publishing partnerships and marketing. So we're keen to get all that information out there. I think some of you have been guessing, and you've been guessing right. So I can't say anything because I don't want to destroy anything. We have a rollout plan for all that.
Everybody that's guessed Applebee's, you're absolutely correct.
Yeah, Applebee's is the big household name that we're getting involved with for distribution and the platform for the game.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, white paper, roadmap, updates to come, getting it into a bit more granular detail, and then once we've kind of got that up, I do want to spend probably, I think what a lot of people enjoyed from the community is when we initially went out with the token design. I think every day I did like maybe a workshop on it to really kind of bring everybody up to speed with it, and kind of help where individuals from the community didn't necessarily understand some of the constructs around the kind of token design. I'd love to do that again. So probably once we've got the new white paper out, I will do a series of kind of workshops around it with the community to talk you all through it. And it can be smaller groups, 5-10 people per group, whatever. I'll do it over the course of 2 weeks. Every day, maybe set aside an hour or half an hour. Anybody who wants to join across various different time zones can join and learn and ask direct questions about it. And understand what's in it for them as well. But I think it'll be pleasantly surprised by some of the progress we've made on the token side. And we tokens are always about the token side and NFT side, and kind of people who trade cryptos and NFTs are slightly different in the way they actually, in my opinion anyway, in the way they actually assess and get into projects. Often with tokens, it's like, oh, Bitcoin's pumping and everything's pumping, right? It's like there's not really. I actually rate individuals who get involved in NFTs a little bit more than crypto traders. They actually probably do a bit more due diligence in there. So we will find a lot of people who want to get involved in the Carrot token that have absolutely no understanding of what we're doing, the utility, the game, but simply because it's a new game token that's going to launch, and and it's a new token, so everybody assumes that when a token comes out, it's going to immediately 10x overnight. So these are some things we kind of got to understand and work through, but we've also got to work out how we appeal to individuals. Like a token needs individuals to trade, individuals to provide liquidity, individuals to fill up the order book. They do have bots and market makers, etc. But that's also important. So we will be seeing individuals coming into the community who are not necessarily as well versed in what we're doing, not necessarily interested as much in what we're doing, but are really kind of interested on the token side of things. So that might change a little bit of the dynamic there. And we always know that within kind of crypto, there's always specific narrative runs. Like for instance, ChatGPT came on the scene. Everybody was talking about it. Everybody started talking about an AI, and then all the crypto influencers are like, yeah, we're going to buy every possible AI token out there, and then we saw some crazy pumps on stuff like Fetch AI, etc. So it's interesting how that world works. But I'm pretty well versed in kind of crypto and crypto trading and all that stuff. So if anybody ever wants for me to kind of help educate on that side of things, definitely I'm open to do that. Definitely call on me on that. So I want to ensure that we have some sessions to walk you all through the white paper, smaller groups, really kind of detail set. We can kind of go back and forth on things as well. So that'll be coming up But yeah, one really important thing is we will be at GDC. So if anybody wants to kind of get out to San Francisco, what's the date? March?
I think it's March 20th through the 24th.
Yeah, March 20th to 24th. So if you want to come out there, we'll be there. Get a chance to speak to the team, grab some free merch off us, and have some fun and see what's going on out there. Like, GDC is not just a conference for Web3 games or NFTs. It is a global games developer conference. So we will be up there. And it is primarily kind of like seen as a trade conference. So we will be up there with traditional games as well. But that's where we need to be. We need to be at these events. We need to set up our stall and our shop with the best players out there, with the top brands out there, with the top platforms out there, all the consoles, etc. And that's the place to be. So it's a big test for us, but we're confident we're going to make a big splash, and we're confident that we are building in all the constructs of a traditional game into this as well as kind of leveraging the beauty of Web3 underneath the hood. So that's been really kind of important to us, because the Web3 community is still a very small niche. Bringing the masses into it via kind of gaming is going to be ultimately what will provide a lot of utility for NFTs, unlike ever before, and kind of bring a lot more light into the ecosystem and real use of the blockchain as well. Like initially when NFTs kind of came about and smart contracts came about, it was under the kind of implications isn't the right word, but it was under the guise of you're going to be able to use a smart contract to kind of record very important transactions that need to be registered on the blockchain or have provenance. And we've started to kind of see that move away to just degen projects or specific kind of PFPs, 10,000K projects with no real utility or benefit towards them, apart from being in a community and potentially making some money, or where I think it was actually really kind of powerful and effective was for artists who wanted to release either limited edition pieces or one-of-ones, and I think it's really powerful there. But we are going to see that kind of shift to real utility, and I firmly believe that we are setting ourselves up for success in that space.
Absolutely.
All right. Wes took a big breath like he's about to say five sentences, and he said one word.
But I agree. I mean, I think there's been a lot of anticipation for what the tech is going to do. And so, sorry, I'm not speaking in the microphone here. Ultimately, for us guys, it's all about trying to make sure that can we build a sustainable product, and can we build it in a way that's not going to be cumbersome or not incentivize normal players to come in and spend time.
Exactly.
Ultimately, it's about getting players spending time in this environment that we're building inside this game,
and not put them off. And a shout out to 6967 Beto, who has been bringing together. Beto was an esports individual, and he's been actually and he teaches as well esports and kind of professional competitive game playing. And he's actually been bringing a lot of people from the traditional gaming world into the testing group as well that he's got going on. So we're getting really interesting feedback from them. And one of the initial pieces of feedback we got was, if you require us to open a MetaMask wallet, we don't want to be in the testing group or even play the game. So it's like, we can never kind of underestimate, different kind of opinions, different kind of, user profiles and perspectives. And we need to treat individuals who want to get into this game as they would be in another game. You want to
just sorry to cut you off there, but another big shout out as always, guys. You've been such a resource in thinking through web.
We'll come into that.
Okay, sorry.
Dude, this guy's going off on a tangent here. So this is all kind of feedback we take on board. We want individuals to just kind of log into the game nice and easy, email password in. So that's user flow is a massive piece of this as well. So there's so many kind of components, and all the input that we get is really kind of vital to that as well. Okay, so I think I mentioned. We're going off tangent here. No. All right. So I mentioned the white paper roadmap. We're going to be working hard on those over the next 2 weeks. So hopefully, post that we should have something to publish. GDC end of March. And then we are aiming for E3 if it still goes ahead for the beta launch, and that's in June, July, June time. So really kind of setting up everything. So that's why we're throwing, majority of studio resources. Majority of studios are always working on the game. Now and again we pull off for specifics like art pieces that we want to do and certain little tasks, but we are ensuring that as a studio we're putting all the horsepower we've got behind meeting these milestones and getting the game really ready. And I think from what I'm hearing is for the Alpha 2.0. If everything goes well in time for GDC, we should have our version of a battle royale, which is slightly different to a traditional battle royale, and this should be a little bit more fun and engaging and team deathmatch ready. So that should be interesting. One thing with team deathmatch is we are going to be building specific arenas for that as well. They might not all be ready in time for GDC, but that's something that we are doing in parallel too. So really excited about that. That'll actually allow us to, have the leaderboards, the VCs, start to actually get some competitive gameplay going, start to get some of the content creators on board as well, and get really busy and active in there. And, we do want to put our own little spin and slant on things. We don't want to do things exactly as others have done it. So I don't think it's called a battle royale. It's called, what's it called? It's got a different name, but it's something royale.
It's a Huli version, version of battle royale.
Yeah, so look forward to that, but we will start to give some of that info out in the white paper as well. So a couple of important milestones there, a lot for us to do, and things we want to get completed over the next few weeks: contract migration, white paper, and roadmap update. The other things that we are working on, and this is what I wanted to get around to, is we are working on a website reboot. And big shout out to, what better than to kind of get community members involved in this. We are a community, we are as one, we are a wide team. And in our team, being all of you members of the community, there's individuals who've got great skills. There's individuals who've got great business skills. There's individuals who are economists. There's individuals who are business and analysts. There's individuals who like UI designers, website designers, back-end designers. Like, we've got so much skill and talent in here. And thankfully we've got an individual called Hafsam who's a big hooligan holder, really committed to the Carrot Gang, who's going to be helping out on the website side of things. Real solid architect, been in the space for a long time, got some great ideas, got everybody's best interests at heart as well in the gang. So we want to start to kind of bring individuals from the community up to bat and actually help us with some of these things too. So shout out to Hafsam, who's getting really involved in helping us architect the kind of website reboot.
Yeah, but still a lot of work that needs to be done, obviously. But just wanted to say, Hafsam, you've really outlined some good stuff for us. I wanted to say thank you, buddy. So obviously more to come there.
There you go. So looking forward to that. The website will be more of a game-centric website, really kind of polished UI, gameplay trailers, maybe a cinematic trailer, really, really solid, like you would a traditional game, but with all the other elements of things we need around kind of S-Carrot activations on the website, the ability to use K-Gold on the website as well to access the menu. They're really important things as well, because we've stockpiled loads of stuff for you to give out for K-Gold, and I know you've been stockpiling K-Gold, and we want to get it out. But we want to do it through the website and make it a little bit easier logistics-wise on our operations here in the studio, rather than kind of running everything through Discord. I think having a bit more automation would kind of streamline some of them processes. So really excited about that. Essentially we've probably undergone a bit of an overall rebrand, getting ready for Alpha 2.0.
Given oftentimes we're constantly. As we've said before, we're juggling a lot of things, and for us now, as we kind of get into this next sprint for GDC, really is about making sure that we're putting our best foot forward and making sure that we're presenting it like full pro across the board. So, so I'm just reading up on this, but anyway, guys. So yeah, we've got a lot of work to do right now, but that said, we're feeling good about it. We're getting into the next chapter of this project. And frankly, a big piece of that is honestly just putting in the work and getting through the slog and the grind getting this product to market.
Yeah.
And these are the steps that need to be taken. So.
Yeah. Individual. Actually, NFTs. I just saw you think about an email and password.
Yeah.
Not a good idea, in my opinion. No, what I meant by that is not necessarily an individual email and password for logging into My Pet Hooligan, but more so on the actual launchers that you'd use, whether it be Epic or one of the other ones that we're working on at the moment that I can't say. So you do often, if you're on Steam, if you're on launchers, you still need credentials to get in. So that's not.
But obviously, the whole point here is breaking down that barrier of entry and then making it feel safe, trusted, and just robust, and making sure that it feels pro.
Exactly. All right, cool. So I think I've spoken about a bit of the priorities over the next few weeks. What I do want to do is I want to get a bit more involvement here. So I've given, I believe, a bit of an update on what's going on. Again, we just as a reminder for anybody who's just joined, we will be having a live stream tomorrow. I believe we're going to do. We're going to have we're going to use the same set we used in Crypto Smash. So it should be a bit more of a conversational piece tomorrow, and hopefully we'll get to show off some of the stuff we've been doing with AI for our NPCs in the game as well. So hopefully we'll get around to that. We're just waiting on a couple of things to be sorted. So that's that. We've got cool times tomorrow at 12:20 Pacific time, and we've got a big Twitter Spaces with Saint Web3 at 8:30 on Tuesday. So look out for them. Also check out the Crypto Stash interview, and Crypto Stash is going to be releasing some behind the scenes footage from the studio as well later today, and also Ryan Crypto's video too. So a lot of content coming from all angles right now. But what I want to do is now I want to discuss two particular subjects. So I want to get your ideas on incentivization for gamers and user acquisition into the rabbit hole game. And we are going to do the traditional things around working with content creators, kind of usual kind of more traditional marketing side of things, and all the usual Web3 marketing side of things. But what I want to say is, like, there are ideas floating around about whether it be an exclusive skin or an exclusive asset for people, early adopters, or whether there's some form of kind of affiliate program where any of our NFT holders or hooligans can bring individuals on and actually get a reward in our ERC20 token, or those kind of things, those constructs. I want to take a bit of time to get your thoughts and ideas on that. I don't want to speak too much. We've got our own ideas, but there's probably 20, 30, 40, 50 of you in here. That's 50 other points of view. That's 50 other levels of ideas. So this is the reason why diversity and having focus groups and having individuals who want to contribute is important, because not everybody thinks the same, and everybody's opinion is valuable. So that's the first thing. Second thing I want to talk about is moving this session over to Spaces, and what we feel the benefits are of that, and what might be the cons of that as well. And one of the things I was thinking is
there are some trade-offs.
There are some trade-offs. Like, sometimes I do like to leak an early bit of alpha that I'm more comfortable doing on Discord rather than on Twitter Spaces, in case one of the partners kind of gets wind of it a bit early. It's like, yo, dude, we said we can't do this yet.
Sometimes, guys, just so we're clear, Skyhopper will say shit. I'm just like, dude.
Sometimes I'll say stuff I'm not allowed to say yet, but not anything that's not happening. But
for sure.
Some things are always meant to be kept under wraps until it's ready to formally announce things. But I get hyped.
It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah. Such as a new partner who begins with A. Applebee's.
Exactly. But that's one of those things. So it's like, for us, making sure that when we can have a little bit more of a conversation with you guys here. It's just feels a little bit safer. It's a little safer. We trust you guys, so it's a little bit more sort of insular to just our community. But that said, that is something that we can do maybe when we have a little bit more open conversations and things that are a little bit more public facing on Spaces. So we're certainly open to entertaining that and testing that out a little bit. We'll just kind of have to.
Yeah. Applebee's I'm waiting for the Denny's partnership as well, so I can start.
Yeah, big partnership doing that. Starts with the
French toast. Okay, cool. And then Yeah, I think that's it. So let's start with incentives for onboarding gamers, because we are going to start to kind of ramp up the marketing for the game in the coming months. So I don't know who wants to speak and throw out some ideas, but I've given you a few ideas already to kind of spur on the conversation. Talk to us, people.
Hey, Scott.
Yo, dude. Let me see who we're talking. Who we got?
NFTS, how are you?
Yo, NFTs, what's going on?
Yo,
Are you still coming in on Thursday?
I hope so. I mean, if you're collecting me, I'll definitely be there. Sure, no worries.
Wait, this Thursday? No, what the hell am I talking about? Today's Thursday.
Next Thursday.
Still a long week. All right, next Thursday. All right, cool.
Yeah, we'll work something out. Well, you can ask NFT Ant first if you really want to roll in a car with me before you make that decision.
You have to sign an insurance liability.
But here you go. Here's a benefit for that. This is a very unique benefit that no other project has. But NFTS, I thought it was NFTs, is going to be rolling into LA. Wants to come through to the studio. And I offered NFTs. I said I'll pick you up from the airport as well if you want. And he's like, yeah, why not? So there you go. There's a very unique utility of being a Genesis Hooligan holder that is not available anywhere else. But yeah, do check with the NFT Ant if you want to roll with me first in terms of your own personal safety.
Bad driving with the girlfriend anyway, so I'll find.
Yeah, I mean, he was also a recipient of a benefit, which was a rally up the Hollywood Hills and almost falling off a cliff. So
none of this is AMGI sanctioned.
None of this is AMGI sanctioned. This is Skyhopper sanctioned only. All right, sorry, go for it.
So I got a few questions because I didn't get there last week because it was quite busy. How many Hoolies are currently staked? And I'll get to your other two topics in a moment. Do you know how many Hoolies are currently staked? That would be a nice thing for
I've not got that info off the top of my head, but what we will do is we'll circle in with the dev and get that over.
Excellent. All right. Next one was a quick question. Why did the color of the paper change all of a sudden? That's probably the biggest question on everyone's mind.
Oh, the orange paper. No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's going to be. I just started calling it white paper.
Yeah, don't worry. It's still orange.
At any point in this conversation, I said white paper. Please assume that
we use those terms interchangeably. No, it'll always be orange. We're never shifting
over there. Yeah. All right. So back to the two questions.
Good question.
Back to the two questions at hand. All right. So I think for like the biggest content creators, if it's easier for you guys, you should kind of create like a gang wars kind of between the content creators to see how many players they can onboard. You should give them their own skins, and anyone who signs up under them maybe gets like a part of that skin, like a hat or a t-shirt or something to wear. So they get like the Bryson skin or the Bryson t-shirt or the Jonah skin or the Jonah t-shirt or whatever, and then they collect those in the game, and it might give the content creators an incentive to be able to give them some shelf space as well, so they can sell the rest of their merch, so to speak.
That's a great idea. Like actually putting up content creators against content creators in competition. I think that's a fucking great idea, actually, especially in the Web3 space.
Yeah, they get maybe their users get the first piece free, like a T-shirt or a hat or whatever with the Bryson logo or the Jonah logo or whoever, and then like they can collect the rest by I don't know fulfilling rewards within the game or maybe buying them straight up with the carrot token, and then the content creator themselves will get a cut from that.
I really like that idea. Anybody else like that idea? Or I've got any builds on it? All right, no. All right, keep going then.
NFTs, take it, buddy.
The second part of your question was sorry. What was the second question? I had a thought on that.
Yeah. So the first subject is talking about incentivization for onboarding of gamers and user acquisition. The second part that we can roll into it now, but was around moving this onto Twitter Spaces.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and having it maybe every other week. So 1 week we'll have reverse AMA, and then the next week we have the live stream, and then that could be the new cycle.
I would still like to personally see this every week, the RMA, whether it's like every week on Twitter Spaces or 1 week on, 1 week off with regards to 1 week on Discord, and then the next week on Twitter Spaces. I think keeping the continuity is pretty good. Everyone's ready for Thursdays. Everyone's excited for Thursdays. I certainly am. And lots of people in the chat are always hyping up Thursdays. And even to the new people who are coming into the chat, non-Hoolie holders join the chat, join the reverse AMA every Thursday.
All right, cool. Cool. I was hoping I'd get a bit of time off, but no, we're on it every week. In that case, yeah. All right, cool. I'm open to that. So what you're saying is we could do one. We could cycle it so we have one on Twitter Spaces, and then the next week Discord, then Twitter Spaces, Discord. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. How does everybody else feel about that? And also, any other kind of ideas for player acquisition? But yeah, I know we're getting some stuff in the chat as well. But I want to hear people's voices as well. I want to get to know some of you individuals who are very quiet a little bit more. Cool times. I didn't know he put shit projects, but that's funny. Go for it.
Yeah, what's good,
hey,
Luke?
what's up, Scott? Oh shoot, sorry. Go ahead.
No, after you. Go ahead.
Oh, okay, real quick. Yeah, I think Twitter is a good move for our reverse AMAs. I know you say sometimes you drop some alpha on here, but honestly, we take that shit and we run to the interwebs with it anyway. You know, so it's like it's not really staying hidden for long, and it's never alpha that like sabotage. It's never alpha that like sabotages like our project or something. You know what I mean? Like you guys do a good job of doing that. And secondly, like the thing we notice is like I think we're a little too insular.
Yes.
Like, and I think the thing that would be helpful about Twitter and something that I notice is like even now with like the Dookie Dash hype and stuff, I'm in spaces and like Bored Apes are hanging out with Gutter Cat Gang, who's hanging out with Sappy Seals, and they're talking to each other and bonding and talking about their shit and like making connections and bonds. And we're in a private chat somewhere in Twitter, or we're in like a Discord server or something. And it's like, I think we can really increase visibility and representation, all that stuff, if we just bring the reverse AMA to Twitter. And I don't think we're really losing much. We just have like a ton to gain.
All right, perfect. I'm in. I like the thesis and behind that as well. Good stuff. All right.
We know we need to expand kind of past our community as well. You know, it's I know this is something been a topic of discussion within all of us here. You know, for some time now, just knowing that we want to kind of push past that purview and start to expand there. So, you know, point well taken. Appreciate it.
Yeah, one of the other things is whilst we're talking about this, I forgot to mention is I do want to reboot Hulu Radio as well, but I kind of lost a bit of love for it, being that the majority of times it was kind of, you know, other projects who essentially wanted to show their projects and wanted to use us as a platform. But, you know, what our original intention was for Hulu Radio, and we do want to do that on times to ensure that some of you can get whitelisted to these projects and maybe, like, you know, get a flip out of it. But, you know, so that's the reason why we did that in a lot of occasions, was to kind of help out the alpha side of things. However, the original intention of Hulu Radio is to just bring on cool people who can actually share some knowledge about particular subjects, or individuals who've got stories to tell, not necessarily just in the Web3 space, but more kind of like a Joe Rogan-y kind of thing is where we wanted to go with it. But it kind of became something else, unfortunately. But I do want to definitely kind of look at rebooting that, because that's a way of you know, actual education and actual entertainment and storytelling and learning about others. You know, so instead of it being about, you know, so-and-so project who's got an upcoming mint, but it's more so about, you know, maybe a content creator, maybe one of the YouTubers in the space, like, you know, tell us about your story, you know, what are the tools and techniques you use to be relevant or get views, you know, tell us why you got into YouTube and etc. I want it to be more of that kind of thing.
Exploratory in that way. And, you know, that could be on us as well. We can do a better job curating those sorts of relationships and those people that bring on and focus it to be that kind of project. But
we have people rolling through the studio. Like, you know, we've had people from Meta recently, Samsung, you know, Amazon, everyone, right? We have individuals who own NFL teams. Angelina Jolie came in. Once the King Batch comes in from time to time. We got a whole, the other day the individual who directed The Lion King came in. And it's like these guys are like, you know, all got stories to tell, all big in their own kind of fields, and it's like what we
want us to kind of help
this is the kind of individuals we want to bring in. So
Spaces probably is a good call. You know, actually, real quick, just want to maybe on that we can kind of wrap that thought real quick. But I'll say what do we got here? NFT. I know you said you had a couple quick points on incentive mechanisms. Love to hear your thoughts there, but if we want to switch gears.
Yeah. One other thing is the reason why I was actually just saying that is because I am open if anybody wants to help with kind of outreach and maybe programming for Hulu Radio. It could just be like once a week or once every other week. But I do want to get a bit of rhythm on that. But I want to make it count. I want to make it special. I want it to actually be about people rather than projects on its show. If anybody wants to get involved, just give me a shout and happy to get you involved. And if anybody wants to actually speak as well, like I don't need to be speaking all the time, but sometimes if we're not available, the community can actually take over and lead on those things as well. So let's get that and let's do it the right way. I think that's where I'm at. Okay, sorry, NFT, go back for it.
Yeah, I love that you guys are thinking about like incentive and referral mechanisms because I think it's super important. I don't know if you guys remember Splitgate. It came out I think a year or two ago, but ended up growing extremely quickly, and it's because they did a like referral battle pass. I think they called it the referral pass, but they essentially had like 2 or 3 skins that you could unlock, and like the first one you get by inviting 1 friend, then there's one that you get by inviting 5 friends, and then there's one that you get by inviting 10 friends. But that way, you're not like oversaturating the game with too many items, and you're kind of adding incentives for people to invite. So I think that's a good mechanism. I also really like the influencer idea that was pitched earlier. I just think it has to be done with a select few amount of influencers, or else it becomes like too much and not special. So like it would be 5 big influencers or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't think like if we will get there, but I don't think a lot of the people, specific Web3 gaming influencers or content creators, I don't think yet they can move the needle in the way that some of the more traditional, let's call it Web2 gaming guys can. So, we definitely kind of want to have the approach on both fronts rather than just one. But okay, I like that. I'm going to look into kind of the Splitgate system for sure.
Thanks for sharing that.
Nice one.
That graphic there.
Yeah. All right. I'm still open on these subjects. Let's keep it going. Thank you, NFT. And anybody else want to speak up? We got a lot of people in here, so don't feel like you do not have a voice because you almost certainly do.
One question that I raised in the reverse AMA question channel that popped up a couple of days ago. But anyway, curious to find out if you guys have any plans to attend any gaming conferences outside of North America long term. Talk about this year, or maybe next year, the year after, because I can surely help for one in Europe. That's for sure.
The answer is yes. I do know towards the tail end of last year we were going to go to the Philippines as well.
Yeah, we were.
But that didn't work out. Yeah. So 100%. We know gamers are not all based in Northern America, so we will be getting out to more global events as well. And there's some great global events around gaming, and we're gonna start hitting them. But that's a lot of where our focus is going to be this year. Regrettably, I don't think we are going to be at NFT NYC this year. Maybe a couple of us might pop out, but we're probably not going to have a big activation this year because we do really want to focus our time, efforts, and resources on, making a splash at the gaming conventions this year. That's where we're at. I mean, things could change. I'm open to feedback on that as well. Yeah.
I'm also more talking about the traditional gaming conferences, not the
exactly
related ones.
Yeah, 100%. That's where we're going to be at this year.
I'm gonna shoot you a DM with an idea that I have in mind.
Please. Let's go. All right. Eggs or Elvex. Interesting. If there's I'm not looking at the new chat window. If there's in the lead up to this, do feel free to bring them up in the reverse AMA questions channel. All right. Any other ideas for incentivization for gamers and user acquisition?
See some of your thoughts here, J Dunk. Appreciate that. And also, obviously, go ahead.
I'm making notes as well at the same time, by the way. So I do prefer if individuals who are up to it can speak.
And I don't think he's with us here at the moment, but normally he is. But just one other always shout out to 6967. He's got a lot of great thinking. He's guided a lot of our thinking on a rollout strategy here in regards to this as well. So just want to always give that guy the ups for it. But sorry, go ahead, Jada.
And one of the reasons why I'm asking this is like, there's always an easy solution and say, oh, anybody who downloads will get free NFT. But at the same time, I want to be massively respectful of supply and kind of, rarity and, OG holders and kind of, the amount of tokens we've already got out there. That also needs to be very special too. So,
yeah, I think
yeah.
Skyhopper, I'm just going to jump in here real quick.
Let's go.
And, just talk about like content creators that are, like Web 2 natives that are covering the game. I think it would be anytime you involve Discord, like that's another like obstacle for them.
Totally.
So I wonder if there's like some place that they could like submit on the website, submit the content that they've shared or that they've live streamed, and they could check off check off a box or something, and that way you're getting the best bang for your buck. If they stream with the live link technology in the game, they complete the form, they send a link to their thing, and then it's reviewed. That's a little harder to track though, because it's not like, oh, just enter a code and however many times that code is used. Like that, you would have to physically watch the whole video, which could be like maybe an hour. So that's the only downside to that. But I think, more than just streaming the game, if we could verify if they use like live link tech, to really highlight the best part of it.
All right, good stuff. Oh, yeah, I like that. That's interesting. I probably want to explore that a little bit more with you as well. But one thing that leads me onto is one of the things that the guys have been working on here is actual submissions into the rabbit hole. So, we've got the theater in the rabbit hole. We want to make use of that. So, like content coming in, we could have like a special kind of airing hour every day of content in, and the hooligans could gather in the theater, throw if they like it. Throw. I don't know why would you throw something at the screen if you like? If they don't like it, throw tomatoes. And then what we could do is actually use that data to get a ranking of like the best content of the day or the week or the month. So it's just an additional. It's a small social loop, but we do want to create social loops in here as well, and not just be about kind of killing people or rabbits.
Yeah, big piece of it.
I also think about like incentives. I love web. I think the one thing I really love about like the whole NFT Web3 thing is that you get a gift and then that gift can evolve. Like what you got today has a lot more utility or use case tomorrow. And I don't know how Web2 folks feel about that, but I think like giving them some kind of ticket, like more than just skins, giving them some kind of ticket that is like, we don't know what it does yet. Not that they would want to sell it, but I don't know. I don't know how they would react to that, to being like, oh, great, now I have this ticket, and I don't know, this is Ponzi scheme,
Yeah. But I see what you're saying. But because it's essentially a gamification. It's a gamification layer, right? So like, I do agree that there's something very powerful there. It's just trying to find pretty much like a micro market fit for those content creators, and making sure that they're feeling well taken care of from that. But still, we could probably double click on that a little bit and maybe kind of get creative there, Jada. If you want to take a second, if you got thoughts there, I'd love to hear them. Over time.
Good stuff. All right, yeah. Let's keep exploring that for sure. Any other individuals? We've got more individuals here. Just whatever the idea might be, if you think it's silly, stupid, good, bad, whatever, just like no idea is a bad idea, because even if it is a bad idea, it can actually still lead to a good idea. So
yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's an exploration, guys.
Yeah, I want you to be vocal. I want you to use this opportunity to actually, bring some of the things that close to your heart to the table. So, open again. Landfill. What about you? What about Smoke? I'm gonna start calling you out now. Stacks, where you at, brother?
What if you gave them a store? with certain gear unique to them they could promote from their channels.
Yeah, great idea. Let me just make a note of that. So, give me a bit more color on that.
Like NFT was saying earlier, what if like some Web2 streamer said, "Hey, if you join my Pet Hooligan system somehow with a link specific to him, they can use an avatar, but you get a free outfit that's like say it was Ninja. You get a free Ninja outfit.
Okay, interesting.
And then maybe for everyone he signs up, you stock his shelves of his online store with also his limited edition Ninja outfit, and of course
I like
that could kind of incentivize him to sign up as many people, and then you could do whatever unique gear ongoing. I mean, you'd have a never-ending supply, but you could choose to be pretty limited with it, where he could have competitions like, hey, there's only ever going to be 20 of these, so we're having our own little the top 20 on this little mini game we have are going to get this outfit, and there's only going to be 20 of them ever. So you can get people to sign up for these little mini games and just different stuff like that.
Yeah, I like that idea actually. Initially, when you said store, I thought you meant, which is also a pretty good thing to investigate, is I thought you meant inside the game, like a building.
That's what I'm talking about. And
not outside the realm of possibility, but
all right, that's what you are talking about. Okay, cool, interesting. That's, all right, cool.
Yeah, not just a UI store necessarily for their followers or for the people that they're bringing in. No, there's probably a
pop-up
couple
store,
of opportunities for activations there, and also Emerson. I know that you saw a similar idea come out that way too. That you'd mentioned in the chat. Yeah, I feel like that's probably a pretty strong incentive to, and would really encourage this stickiness of not only the content creators but then their followers to stick around and participate. There's probably a lot to that.
Oh yeah, one other thing that we're working on. I don't know when it's going to be ready by, or whether it will make it in. But another interesting idea was actually having a statue in the game that has the best player of that week, and so they're a constant feature on this statue in Hululand. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah, like
that's like ultimate rep.
I know Carl's big up on that one. So
ultimate rep.
Can we make sure that Lord Victor can only win that once per year, though?
I think Lord Victor's the best. We'll see. We'll see.
Noted.
I mean, it'd be a pretty big incentive for Lord Victor to be playing this game. Lord Victor will sustain the game himself. Right, just to be the statue. That's funny. All right, cool. We do have like 6 minutes left. Definitely want to get some more ideas, thoughts on kind of like Twitter, also thoughts on user incentivization, and it doesn't need to be at a content creator level. It can be at an individual level as well. It could just be like bring one of your friends in or bring two of your friends in. So don't feel it has to be big and bold. It can be very simple too.
I got a question, I guess, or like to expand on something. Would it be possible? So we were talking about like, say content creator, they get their own merch, shirt, hat, whatever it might be. Is there a way that, people that get that, say it almost token gates for like, events or they want to host themselves and participate if you've got that.
So you're breaking up a bit. I got the bit about token gating. Yes, that's definitely possible. What was the other bit?
Like if they host their own tournament with these people, I know you're supposed to be like, guilds or something, but like if you're not part of the guild, but you own or have that or that, hat, whatever the item might be, it limits who participates or kind of people.
Most definitely. I think that's the way to do it to make it most effective, actually. So yeah, I think you're right on the money there.
I had a suggestion about ways to incentivize like onboarding and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was thinking like in real life, like physical merchandise, like limited edition toy series, like if you get a certain amount of people, because I know Colin is talking about like the Star Warsification of merchandising.
100%.
And I
definitely. Dude, 100%. That's definitely a North Star of ours. But, to get there and to get real demand and get that global popularity, we really need to kind of be pushing hard on actual product popularity first as well, and brand popularity and recognition.
The way that we feel like we're really going to get people into this IP is through this game. That's probably the primary lever as we see it thus far. So, making sure that
you have a successful game, everything follows from there. It's just like easy work. Yeah, and that's how big global brands and IPs are born. Like it's out of a product, it's out of a movie, out of film, music, whatever.
Hey, also real quick, just wanted a bit of a tangent here. Just wanted to quick shout out to Bunnies and Red Rainer. Yo, been seeing some amazing content from you guys, and we've got. I know you guys need a response from us on a couple of things, and I just want you to know that I've seen it. And I fucking love it. So I appreciate you guys for doing so. And then you will hear from me soon. So thank you for putting that effort in and making some pretty rad shit.
Yeah, so everybody's not aware. Some individuals from the community have been putting together a Hooli comic series. And it's pretty cool and fun. So excited to see that develop further. Awesome. And, we will obviously support where we can as well. So big up. What's going on? Have some? Are you able to speak? I know you just posted.
Well, just to sum up, have some if you want to hop in, anybody go for it. If not,
have some's always like triple tasking. I'm sure he's in like 2 meetings at the same time.
Nah, man, I'm not on my client meetings anymore.
but have some. You got to. It's been a while since we played Warzone as well, man. So we need to get back on that.
We need to play some Invasion, a little Call of Duty, man.
Yeah. Have some introduced me to when I play Call of Duty, I normally play the ones that most people play. But he introduced me to another mode, but I got pretty good at it. Was it Invasion?
You were crushing it, man. You were crushing it. It was fun playing with you.
Yeah, go for it. Have some. We need to get back on that. And if anybody else is playing Warzone, I'm currently playing Warzone. Not Warzone. I'm currently playing Warzone, Call of Duty, whichever the latest one was, and Last of Us 2. That's where I'm at right now.
Qui nécessite mon attention immédiate.
All right, go for it. Have some. Sorry,
bro. I don't know what I was going. I just want to say, hey, you guys are awesome.
I can say real quick. Have some. Just say you're like a good point here, which is we don't want to incentivize people only to sign up, or you don't want to create incentives that are going to create the easy mechanisms by which people can just game our systems, right? You want to be able to incentivize hours in the game and an actual contribution to the gaming community.
Yeah, I mean, I'll echo in on that, right? So, I mean, I'm a strong believer that this is a premium brand and has premium capabilities across like multiple pillars, right? Your video, your animation, your game, your site, I feel like I'm not a huge fan, so you guys can kick me, I guess, on the side I'm not a huge fan of the influencer pieces. I mean, haven't been in the space for a couple of years and been on multiple projects. Like, I just see those folks get paid or they do their thing. I mean, they make their living off promoting your brand, right? And so I feel like the project should be kind of is actually the asset, not them. And I don't feel like being beholden to them. Like I just think when I look at their YouTube streams and the same guy that pimped us yesterday pimped like 12 other things. I don't feel special, man. I just like to feel special. I think this is special, right? So
exactly. I like that way of thinking.
I just think it's premium, man. And I don't think it needs to be. Like, I don't care about like people coming in and logging in for 5 minutes, to get a sweatshirt from a dude. Like I want people like in the game saying hi, and I want to reward like I have 500. I talked to 500 people in the park. You know what I mean?
No, that's pretty fucking cool.
I went to like two karaoke events, or I sang 4 songs, like behaviors in the game that strengthen the game and the community and being in the game, the social experience and the game. Killed 100 dudes. Killed Stacks 5 times. That's a pretty
killed Lord Victor.
Yeah, Lord Victor. Like
so they're all pretty standard ones like quests. So we will have quests that are driven by NPCs, but like that really resonated with me. It's like the social quests, like talk to 500 people. That's fucking powerful, man.
Well, 100%. Or log in 5 days in a row. There's one, because then you're in the game, and when you're in the game, everybody else sees you. You actually get an opportunity to discover and find things, right? So that's all I was saying. Is I want the long term.
Yeah.
Can I chime in here real quick?
Yeah, do
Okay,
man. Please.
So this just like brought an idea to my head. Okay, so what if we do this for like the normal person, right? Like say some random kid just joins the game, right? And they want to build their character, they want to be an influence in the game, right? What if we give them like missions to accomplish, right? And the more they're accomplishing them, the more like the team puts them in the forefront. Like say we might have like a billboard or something, right? And if they accomplish such and such social media or whatever the mission might be, they get to like get their video on the billboard. So like everybody, just so they could start like building their own name out of like nothing, right? Like that'd be pretty cool, I think.
Yeah, it's interesting because like there's a lot of established content creators already out there. Have got big followings who play specific games, and upcoming ones are looking for the new game to be a part of and to kind of build their rep and standing in. So that's an interesting way of making individuals feel special, but also kind of ensuring that they are actively participating in the ecosystem and driving good behavior as well. So yeah, that's definitely something to explore. But yeah, good point there, and really good points as well. I have some. I'm sold on a couple of those ideas for sure.
There's an interesting thought there, which is pretty much because obviously each one of these content creators is going to be slightly different. Some might really buy in, and others just might be there to kind of just sort of collect essentially there for their own incentives, their own reasons, and they might not be as involved, and that's just kind of the way that it'll go. But what would be interesting to think about is that handover. So if they pull people into our world, into our game, at what point can we really offer interesting mechanisms by which we could really capture? So it's almost like a secondary step in the funnel to really really have those people have some sort of social, psychological connection to this community, to this environment, this world, that then keeps them there, retains them there, and gets them to come back. So it's more of a philosophical point, but it's something to think about.
Yeah, but Wes, I think you can take it further, right? Like when you log into the rabbit hole, like there's different types of people that want to engage, right? There might be performers. Performers might want to go get on stage or like stand there or do stand up. Like that's a certain, like I think when you grow that aspect of the game, you naturally attract a whole new segment of people that maybe they weren't gamers. They just like to perform, and that's the place they can perform, right? Or maybe like social people that want a friend, or maybe there's a speed dating website, or speed dating like a bar, right? In the rabbit hole, people are like, it's called Singles Bar, and lonely singles, and people are like, what's up? You know what I mean? Or whatever it is. Like when you come in, you can have 50 experiences that are 50 different social experiences in the rabbit hole, and you should be able to like go in and like explore all those, right?
Yes,
that's all the piece that I'd love to see, like POAPs. Like we could do POAPs.
Yeah. I saw that note, by the way. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, like sing one song and it shows up in your wallet, and it shows up in the game, and maybe it shows up on your profile on the website. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So people can look at you and go, "Oh, that's a performer, dude. Let me reach out to him. I want to connect to that person because they do karaoke. I want to learn more about it." So that's all.
Let's go, man. I'm all in. I'm already thinking West karaoke competition ever. I mean, it's great content you can pull out of that as well. Joe and Anna is talking about some partnership with. We are a partner of Magically, and no single announcement from MPH. I don't know who that is, by the way. So yeah, I'd be interested to know who that is. I do know a lot of projects claim that they've worked with us or are partners of ours, and they're not. It kind of happens quite a lot, especially to us.
Yeah,
we've had
it's hard to keep up with.
We've had calls from individuals that we know are a part of our network, even some like investors and partners, and they're like, "All right, can you tell us a bit about so and so company or this project?" They said one of your partners were doing due diligence on it. I'm like, never heard of it.
That's not
Yeah. All right, cool. X has made a point that we need to dig through. We are coming towards the end of this, but great suggestions. I've loved this session, actually, and making it more interactive is really powerful. I'm going to look through some of the reverse AMA questions. Oh, damn, man, there's a lot here. Let's have a look.
Do you have a couple minutes for me to jump in with some thoughts on this conversation?
Yeah, we're still here.
Yeah. Okay. So I really love what Have Some is saying, and I'm totally aligned with that. And I was thinking it when people are throwing out these content creator things. I think what you guys have done, all the work that you do in transparency, community, AMAs, investing in the people that are here in this chat right now. That's super high value work for setting the culture, right? And then the content creator stuff is pretty easy to set up promotions that will get people in the door. So I think where to focus this conversation is into the bridge between the people that come in the door through the easy to access gateway content creators into the culture that you guys have set, understanding that vision. And so the bridge between those two things would be where I think you can invest your energy from, rather than like, how many content creator ideas can we come up? How do we get those people in the that come try the game to meet the people that are in this chat and like and connect with those people and make friendships and let us share the game with them, right? Like that's sort of the rocket fuel thing here.
Yeah, that's really powerful. Any specific kind of ideas or ways you've seen that work before? Because that is massive, right? It is a lot of time. It's about the kind of culture you create within a gaming experience. You know, the safe, love, relationship building, all that stuff. And that's the reason why people come back as well, right?
Who was that just said rocket fuel? Who was it that's talking?
Landfill.
Dude. Okay, cool. Right on. That, are you Gino Wickman rocket fuel fan? No. Okay.
Right. I don't know. I don't know too much about rocket fuel. I did hear a story a while ago about a guy. The guy who invented rocket fuel or came up with some idea had a dream where this is wild as shit, but he basically had a dream where like the devil or Satan gave him the formula for something, and then he came up with it. It's a pretty badass story, actually. I'm going to try and find it. You might think I'm making this up, but I'm not. I'm going to find it and share it with everybody. But yeah,
I love where we end up on these calls, man.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. All right, I'm going to have a quick run through the questions in reverse AMA questions. Leroy was asking, with it being a free-to-play game, will there be a differentiation between OG hooligans and free-to-play hooligans? Yeah, 100% more definitely. Most definitely. You guys will completely stand out as OGs, and we are looking into more benefits. And, you know, we've already spoken about this, but we are looking into some very solid benefits for OGs in the game. And potentially with carrot earning in the game as well. So there's going to be more to come on that, but that's really important for us as well. So don't feel like anybody is going to come in free to play and ever be an OG hooligan or get the same benefits as rewards of you. You know, we need to definitely take care of that and actually make some good points about. You know, NFTs and you know can also be seen as luxury items as well. So you know there is a whole ethos about that. Although we don't want to turn off anybody who's not able to buy an OG. We do need to understand that actually OG holders are also very heavily invested in the project and have a purpose to play and have benefited the ecosystem and have benefited the team. So we need to ensure that they are treated as luxury items as well. Have some of you got some great thoughts on that side of things. If you want to jump in there, open to hear from you on that because you always talk a hell of a lot about that stuff, and it's not to be underestimated either. What are you laughing at?
I just saw that I have some last bit on anybody that does American Fire.
Okay, cool. Are the parts we get from mystery boxes only obtainable from the boxes, or will there be an option to get some parts by playing and or burning OG bots? Interesting, Frankies. As it stands, you'd get the parts from the boxes. However, we did play around with the idea of being able to burn some bots to get parts as well. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure I think we said that wasn't going to happen. However, now that you're mentioning it, I'm a big fan of that as well, and that's something I was pushing for. So maybe it might work its way back in before the contracts migrated over. So good. I'm glad me and Funky's thinking a similar way. Is there a tentative date for an IRL event, or can a decision be made if it will be around the E3 or GDC events? Tickets to GCDC events are pricey and going up 27 Jan. Hopefully you'll be able to plan ahead. Tentative date. So we do have access to a really great space in LA. It's actually also an NFT gallery in Venice, around Venice Beach. So we do want to do something there. Hopefully with the Alpha 2.0 release. So watch this space, but I would love to do that in Q1 or very, very, very early in Q2. So we will give you a bit more information on that and make sure we do give you that information ASAP. But we do want to do that for the next launch and bring in all the hooligans we can, and also bring in some other communities that are based or have individuals located in LA, and maybe a few guests that we know as well. I'd love to hit up K Money. I'd love to hit up Elio and Elliot Trades and see if they're down with jumping in as well and saying hello. So we may have some other guests as well. So definitely looking forward to doing that and connecting with you all. And we obviously spoke about doing an open day at the studio as well. I kind of see these two things as fitting together really well. Okay, Sir Hopperfield's got a million questions. There's probably some stuff we need to respond back to in writing. Thanks, Sir Hopperfield. We'll come back to you on that. When proof of pet working, guys, and when will they have staff staking page? I don't know. Are there any issues with staff staking page? We'll look into that. I wasn't aware there was an issue with that. But proof of pet, I believe we can make live fairly soon.
Yep.
But yeah, one thing I did want to touch on here is, although as of now there's been no reason to spend your S carrots, don't ever be deterred by that. Just definitely stack up your S carrots, because at the end of the day, you're gonna have more carrots. Yeah,
Exactly, and then they're gonna be really useful.
They're gonna be really useful. But whether you've been able to use them or not, that's actually a good thing. If we don't actually give you anything to use on them, it's not such a bad thing, because it means you end up with more carrots at the end of the day. So yeah, there are benefits that swing both ways there. Will the animation of the Zuckbots be tied to the FBX files? I think it'd be great if we had basic animations. Okay, great question. I'm going to actually make a note of that.
Yeah, animations for
so if we can provide some animations. All right, Lord Victor. 1 second, I'm making a note here. Animations with FBX files.
Oh, that's for
Hoolies and Zuckbots. It's kind of like the Miximo thing.
We could probably make that happen.
All right, yeah. I checked the website of GDC. Couldn't find a booth of AMGI in studios. How come? I did say we'd be presented by one of our partners, so you won't necessarily see our name there yet, but you will do. So keep looking out for that. We will be presented by one of our partners there, and we will be sharing a booth with them. So that's one of the partners. I've not yet announced the name, but a lot of you already know who that is.
Yeah, Jay Duncan nailed it. Nickelback partnership.
Nickelback, yeah, exactly. It actually began with a P. What begins with what? Paramore. Yeah, that's it. We have Paramore's booth. Pickleback. So yeah, that's why. But we will be there, and we're going to give you a lot more information on that soon. One Alpha version 2 game version. So yeah, we're getting that ready for GDC launch. However, I have been informed that we should have a build to get out to our holders a little bit earlier than that as well. So yeah, excited to get that out.
Look, hate to cut you off. Will that be accessible to non-holders? Because I had Sappy Seals today ask me yo, can I play the game? And I told him, hit up the team, buy a Zuckbot. You can get access to this alpha that exists now. But I'm wondering, when we get that early access for V2, could that be something open to other people?
That's up to us. So what do you think?
I think so, because people are hanging out with each other in spaces and they're talking about what they're playing, what they're doing. And I think influencer promotion is one thing, but community promoting amongst community, that has a really powerful effect. And I'm way more down to listen to my friends and homies that I share community with than a random influencer,
Yeah. All right, cool. I'm open to that. That's definitely a topic for discussion then before we kind of go out with that build. We can bring other communities into it. We can keep it closed. I want to definitely kind of have that conversation with all of you again in more detail. But there's benefit to both. Ghost Bunster is when will we use the billboards inside the game for promotion of our sponsors or partners? Or will we use? Maybe we could give some advertisement space to our community. Yeah, for sure. So billboards could be used for a combination of things. Not necessarily for promoting our partners, but I'm open to promoting anybody who pays for advertising space for sure.
Yeah, more so kind of community-based things.
Community-based things and advertisement. That's kind of like paid revenue as well. So both. Bag holders, Hooli Dentists, we have a lifelong commitment to bag holders now. So we've got to make good on that for sure. Bag holders are definitely at the forefront of our minds at all times. Is there a purpose for keys, or are they just for burning? Yeah, I've still got a few. Trader Z, that would be telling, and we're not telling that as of yet. Rough timeline for the next phase. Webby, I need to get. So there's basically the next phase. There is a bit of a big. So the way we work is we do have resources that are shared art resources that are used for game development and animation, and sometimes when we have like the drops and the art drops and the bots, etc., we sometimes need to kind of take some of those resources away to work on those. So there is a bit of work still being done on the art resource side of the next phase. So we are balancing that out with the game development side of things as well. So I'll get you a loose estimate on that. I can't get it you right now, but I'll get that for you. But that's basically how things sit in terms of kind of resources. Do you sleep? I had a decent sleep last night. I've got to say, not one the day before because there was an earthquake.
Yeah, there was a little earthquake.
A little earthquake in LA. It was the first time I've ever experienced an earthquake as well. It was interesting. I didn't know because I live in a tall building and I didn't know a tall building could move so much. It was almost like it was jelly. It was interesting. It's crazy. So that definitely woke me up.
Funny enough, me and Skyhopper were just having a discussion about Southern California architecture like just that day. I was like, yeah, no, they build things here so that it moves during earthquakes. Then there you go.
All right, Aix, are you happy that I've gone through all those questions apart from Steeze's, because Steeze has got loads. But let me try and go through some of Steeze's. All right, so circulating supply of S carrots, I'll get that. We need to give you that information. How many hooligans are currently staked? Yeah, NFTs, that's that. We'll get back to you on that. Having these stats shown on the website would be great. Yes. Any ETA for new website with Hooligan Market Incorporated? We want to get it done before GDC, so that's the ultimate end cut-off point. When we'll be able to spend K Gold on physical merch, sign poster, Hoolie heads, etc. Yeah, as mentioned, we've got a whole stash of that. That'll go live with the new website. Can we have more team members taking part in these reverse AMA live streams? Yeah, actually. Definitely. Yeah, why not?
We're going to pull in.
I want Sir Sweetness on the next AMA. Sir Sweetness, since you've asked, Sir Hopperfield, Sir Sweetness will be on tomorrow's live stream. Any plan to announce more advisors soon? Yes, most definitely. Hopefully with the release of the white paper. We want to see Skyhopper on every Twitter space. I do want to actually, on my personal account, start to build that up as well. I'm sorry I'm not so active on that because I spend most of my time on MPH and MPH Twitter page as well. So we are considering we have to be more active in that and popping up on Twitter Spaces. We've got a good network, so we can speak on so many different people's shows. And actually, we've got I think we've got a bit of good insight to add here and there as well. I can also, worst comes to worst, if I need engagement, I can draw up a bit of technical analysis on some crypto charts as well and get some degens following me.
There you go.
Okay, cool. I think that's enough for today. Thank you. As Steve says, have an amazing weekend. Loves everybody. I think that is it for today. We've overrun by 20 minutes, but there's no harm in that. I enjoyed it.
Had more time to this.
Have more time to talk through things, which is really
I always
important.
really appreciate.
Yo, Sir Sweetness, I just seen you pop up. You got anything to say? Any final words? Do you want to tell the community about the work, the great song you've produced?
Yeah, dude.
Anarchy in the Rabbit Hole, the Punk Money song. I'd love to hear it tomorrow. And then give us a goodbye as well. Sir Sweetness ain't listening. Cheeky shit. He's just probably just come on to show moral support and get the numbers up. But I think that's it for today. Thank you all. I hope that was a useful session. There's no way you can put up emojis here, so if it was a useful session, do tell us. Any feedback you've got to making it better. Definitely tell us too. So yeah, let's keep the party going. Lots of good stuff, great stuff happening this year. This year is truly the year of the hooligan, and we have been working hard in the background, loading up bases. So it's our time to bat, and when we drop it, it's going to be one thing after the other. It's fast fire succession, and this year is truly going to set us apart from a lot in this space.
This is the time to do it, guys. This is what we got. So
it's all about it. 2023. Let's wear it with pride. Thank you very much. For anybody who missed this and is listening later, appreciate you listening in. Also, give us your feedback. Hope you enjoyed it. I need to now get some food. So speak soon.
Love you all as always, guys. Thank you very much.
Peace.
Later on.
Carrot gang, later.